your possibilities. Have hands-on learning. Pursue your passion. And start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit staffordonline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page.
And hello and welcome to the Athletic Center on the college campus of St. Joseph College here in Rutland, Vermont, where tonight the Fighting Saints play host to the Lynx from NHTI in men's college basketball action. Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Rick Lyons. I'll have the call of tonight's contest between the Lynx and the Fighting Saints, and let's set the table. We're about 3.5 minutes away from tip, so let's give you a little information about both squads. First, for the NHTI Lynx, they come in on a 5-game winning streak. They're 14-3 on the season, 3-2 in conference play. Their most recent contest was a 92-80 victory over VTC. Ethan Rutledge and Yordi Tavares, each with 22 in that contest to pace the Lynx. They score 96 points per, and they allow 84. They shoot 51% from the floor, 35% from the three-point line, and shoot about 70% from the foul line. Their leading scorer is, already mentioned him, Yordi Tavares, freshman guard out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Yordi scores it at over 20 per night, shoots 52 from the floor, 35 from the three line, and 80 from the foul line. A good shooter is Tavares. His high of 36 came against Central Maine earlier in the year. And Curtis Williams, senior guard out of Newmarket, New Hampshire, he chips in with 13 a night. His high of 22 against Central Penn. And Ethan Rutledge, a senior forward out of Wilmstead, Curacao, 13.5 a night, 56% from the floor, and 40% from behind the arc. So a quality shooter is Rutledge. So that sets the table for the Lynx. How about College of St. Joseph's? They come in at 9 up and 9 down, 4-1, however, in conference play. They're 2-1 in January, coming off a big win over Central Connecticut on Sunday. And they scored, St. Joe's does at 86 per, play much better defense, allowing just 44 a night. They shoot 71% from the free throw line and 37% from behind the arc. And leading them in scoring very close in terms of the scoring, balanced, if you will. Kashin Alston, senior forward out of Brooklyn, at 15 per, 8 rebounds. As well does Kashin contribute. His high is 28 points, a fine contest Kashin played against Middlebury earlier in the year. Stephen Edwards, a senior guard from Queens, scores 12 a night, shoots it very well from behind the arc at 41%, and Stevens' high of 23 came against Northern Maine. Of course, we can't forget Dre Anderson, the senior guard out of Fort Worth, Texas. Dre scores it at 15 per, a quality shooter from deep, 35% he's hitting from behind the arc, and Dre's high came against Maine Machias just last week, where he poured in 29 big points. So that sets the table for us. About ready to go here in this one. We're up last night. The women's lost a tough one to Norwich University. A well-played game between two excellent squads. Norwich just shot it a little bit better from the perimeter, and actually their size was impressive last night. So they start a couple of 6-footers and bring a couple more off the bench. Nonetheless, CSJ played well, albeit in a losing effort last night on the girls' side of things. So we're almost ready to get this started here on STCN, Stafford Technical Center News, bringing you this and all the Fighting Saints games, and fine fashion. They do an outstanding job, does STCN. Glad to have them here tonight so we can be with you. First, we'll take a break to honor our country, the playing of the national anthem. Now for our starting lineups. Number 11, Vinny Zenny from Manchester, New Hampshire. And number 21, Yordi Tavares from Nashua. Mustafa Karoma, freshman forward from Lowell. Number 34, Gabe Nichols from Hopkinton, New Hampshire. And number 50, senior forward, Ethan Rutledge from Curacao. And now for the Fighting Saints, number 12, Keyshawn Alston, senior forward out of Brooklyn. Number 20, senior guard out of Fort Worth, Dre Anderson. Number 23, sophomore guard out of Lodi, California, Josh McAfee. Number 24, Kyle Houston, junior guard out of Boston. And rounding out the starting five for the Saints, number 32, senior center out of Dallas, Texas, Josh Otway. Saints are coached by Bob Walsh, and the head coach for the Lynx, Mr. Paul Hogan. So we're set for what should be a good one here in Rutland, Vermont on a Friday night. This game rescheduled twice, and we'll get it in. It looks as we'll get it in here tonight finally. The two teams had to cancel weather-related issues a couple of times, but not the case tonight. As NHTI is on the floor ready to go, Fighting Saints yet to break their huddle, going over some last-minute instructions. As we said, NHTI comes in on a 5-game winning streak. Their last a victory over VTC earlier in the week. So Rutledge is ready. Alston is ready as well. Check that, Otway. I'm going to jump it up for the Saints. So Otway and Rutledge, center circle, and up we go. Otway quickly controls the tap. Anderson inside, thought better of it. They pull it out. Whistle already here. And we'll get the shot clock organized. Well, last night we had the lights flicker on and off a couple of times, but lights in good shape. We'll just get that shot clock organized. They trim it down to 26 on the clock. CSJ will inbounds on the side. Houston controls on top. As Anderson swings it back to McAfee. McAfee on the drive, leveled off nicely by Tavares. Anderson on top. McAfee pulls the trigger with 10 left on the shot clock. Alston keeps it alive nicely. Finds Houston. Gets into the paint. Shot won't go, but a nice tip from Otway. Otway sealed off nonetheless. Gets his hands on it and puts it back. Nicely done by Josh. Tavares out to Rutledge. Rutledge looking down low inside to Karoma. Karoma doubled on the box. Kicks it back out to Rutledge. And they swing the ball. That's Tavares. Finds Zenny. Rims out. Ball on the deck. Scramble in the paint. Rutledge clears. Zenny will reset. Sees a high screen. Good defense by McAfee. Karoma puts it on the deck. Gets inside. Shot won't go. McAfee comes out of the pack with it. Finds Anderson. 3-on-2 in transition. Houston in the corner. Fumbled the catch, so took him off his rhythm. Otway in rhythm. Knocks down the elbow jumper. So the senior center coming out smoking is Otway from Dallas, Texas, as the first 4 points of the contest. Rutledge off the mark with his jumper. Dre on the push, finds Houston. Goes corner. Alston puts it on the deck, rises, fires, and scores. So the Saints open quickly here. Jump out to a 6-0 lead. Tavares with a deep three. Can't find the range. Saints quickly over the timeline. Nice look there. Alston couldn't finish. Houston on a little drop-off pass to Alston running full speed. Kashim couldn't knock it back. Jumper won't go, but kept alive nicely by Nichols inside. Tavares finds Rutledge. Little jump hook in the paint. Lid on the basket right now for the Lynx. They've had some good looks. Nothing going down as of yet. Talking about a team that averages 96, so I'm sure before things are said and done here, they'll start to find the range. Trey Anderson kicks it back out. Alston around it in. Thought it was coming out. Shooter's touch right there for Kashim. Trey on the post up, kicked it back to Kashim. An unselfish and willing passer is Trey Anderson. At that time, finding his big man for the deuce. And the big man that time having none of Rutledge's jump shot. Kashim rejects that. And quickly, the Saints work inside out. They find Dre for a good look at a three. Didn't go. Rutledge gets his pocket picked by Houston. Houston on the crossover, gets in the paint, fans it back to McAfee. Three ball, yes. An 11-0 lead for the Fighting Saints here at home. And the Lynx want to talk it over. There's a break on the floor. We'll take one, too.
Video communications program, I get professional experience by being an anchor on a live TV newscast.
I get to pursue my passion in creating videos of my gameplay.
In video communications, I get to use top-of-the-line equipment just like the professionals do.
I chose.
We chose video communications, and you should too.
And we're back after that timeout by NHTI. Saints on fire here. Otway comes out with the first four, Alston the next four, and McAfee bottoms a three for this 11-0 start for the Fighting Saints. Zenny on top, finds Tavares. Pressured by Houston. 12 on the shot clock. Tavares, dribble drive. Whistle and a foul. Shot won't go. They'll wave that off. Contact before the shot release. And that foul will go on Houston. It's number 30, Nolan Emery, checks into the game for the Fighting Saints. The Lynx put it on underneath their own. Karoma lost his dribble in the corner. Finds Zenny on the base. And the Lynx will retain possession. Zenny on the box, I should have said, and his pass deflected out of play off St. Joe. Nichols, baseline jump won't go. Rutland there to clean it up. Anderson will have none of it. And that's going to get a carry here on Emery. Nolan turned it over on his drive to the rim. Saints playing good interior defense to start. Anderson with the shot block that time. Prior possession, Alston sent one back to Rutledge as well. Deep three from the corner, and that'll go for Tavares. And the seal's broken on that basket for the Lynx. 11-3. Saints lead it. Anderson on top. Step back three. Rims out for Dre. And on the rebound, they're going to get Emery on the hold. His first, team's second. The Lynx work it to their offensive end. Tavares on top. It's an elbow screen, gets two of them. Stops, pops, gets. Yordi Tavares coming in as a 20-point-a-night scorer. Shows why right there. Got a pair of elbow screens. Second one freed him enough to knock down that triple. 11-6 Fighting Saints. And they go inside to Dre Anderson. Jump hook for Dre. Gets it to go. And that's the thing we love about Dre Anderson. He can beat you from deep, or he can post you just as effectively. Quickly, the Lynx to the other end. That jumper won't go. But a nice look inside. Karoma finding Zenny for the deuce. Emery puts it on the floor, skips it across to McAfee. Got it. Sophomore guard out of Lodi, California. McAfee buries his second triple of the evening. But quickly to the rack goes Tavares, whistle and a foul. And we'll see where that foul goes on. I think it's going to be, yes, Nolan Emery. His second of the contest, team's third. Tavares works his way to the line. Gets the first to go as the freshman guard from Nashua. Checking into the contest, number 44, Aaron Davis, and number 12, Justin Andrews for the Lynx. Gets a pair, does Tavares. So after that 11-0 start by the Saints, now a 16-10 tally on the board. 14 minutes left in the first as they go inside Awe. Left-hand jump hook won't go for Josh. And the Lynx push. Shot clock again, a little malfunction, just did not start. So they'll reset things. As we said, CSJ started 11-0 start. But the Lynx have got some shots to go down and climbed right back into this thing, trailing by 6 with the basketball. Andrews brings it across the timeline. It's an elbow screen. Kicks it to Davis, who hands off to Tavares. 20 left on the clock. He'll pull from deep and get. Jordy Tavares feeling it right now. This rise and fire knocks down the triple. Alston backs it down. Backs his player down. No double comes. Spins baseline. Too strong on that release. And HTI pushes out. Fortunate to get that back, and they don't get it back. Saints stayed with it. Alston in transition. Finds Edwards, who gets a trailing Anderson for 2 at the rim. Nice find by Steven Edwards. finding Dre in transition. Tavares dumps it down to Rutledge. Corner three. Mark it up. Ethan Rutledge, senior forward, steps behind the three line and knocks it back. Way back rims his jumper. And the Lynx run out. Tavares, crossover, gets into the paint, dumps it off. Shot comes up short off the box. Houston stripped on the rebound. And they're going to get Houston with the body. When Tavares put it on the deck, he bodied up, whistled for the foul. Is Kyle. His first, team's fourth of the half. Saints lead it by 2. NHTI will put it on in front of the Saints bench. Nichols dribbles from the corner all the way out top. Hands off to Lates. Jordan Lates checked into the contest. Puts it on the deck. Floater won't go. And Arrington with the rebound. Randy Arrington also into the game. As Alston's shot goes awry. Lates on the right wing. Looks things over. Kicks it back out to Tavares on top. And that's going to be a deflected ball. No violation for over and back. Tavares gets a high screen. It's into the paint. Whistle and a foul. They're going to get Edwards on the reach that time. Steven Edwards. His first, team's 5th. Tavares works his way to the free throw line for a pair. Up and good for Tavares. And a freshman guard from Nashua, New Hampshire gets a pair. Coming in for Tavares. Vinny Zenny back into the contest. We're tied at 18. After an 11-0 start by the Saints, Lynx have knotted things at 18. Midway through the half. McAfee on tops. Edwards on the dribble drive, handoff to Anderson, who knocks it back. That's what we talked about. He posted early in the half. Now he stepped back. Dre Anderson, the senior guard from Fort Worth, shows you why he steps back. Beautiful touch from deep and knocks down that three as Alston comes out of the pack with it. A little too firm on that pass. Look for Edwards on the backside. Misfired on the connection. Turnover Saints. Zenny brings it across. It's a high screen from Nichols. Keeps his dribble. Takes McAfee inside the paint. Shot didn't go. Putback didn't go. But Zenny runs it down. Retains possession for the Lynx. And a 30-second timeout by St. Joe's Bob Walsh. We'll take a timeout as well. CSJ by 3.
Explore and study the outdoors when you join Forestry and Horticulture at Stafford Technical Center. You learn how to saw down trees, use forest products, bulldozers, backhoes, sawmills, and chainsaws. Practice landscape design and installation, including soil and water assessment. Forestry offers many job opportunities like being a forest technician, arborist, sawmill operator, nursery technician, and business owner. The forestry program helps you gain valuable skills and knowledge. Go to Stafford Online to fill out an application.
So the Lynx will inbounds on the side. Andrews controls on top. That time looks for the screener rolling to the rim. Deflected, but deflected right back to Lates, whose jumper won't go. But deflected off of CSJ, out of play. So Zenny will inbound underneath his own basket. Lynx trailing by 3, but have fought right back into this one after going down 11-0 to start things. Lates trapped in front of the CSJ bench, gets it out of there, goes to Andrews. He goes backside, and that's going to go the other way. Zenny put it on the deck, and he assessed with the personal foul on the charge call. His first, team's first. The CSJ with 5 personals on him already. That's the Lynx first personal of the half. It goes against Zenny on the charge. Edwards puts it on the deck, drops it off for Alston. His jumper, true. Kashin Alston, not just an inside player either. Multiple players with multiple skill sets on this Fighting Saints squad as McAfee applies good pressure to Lates. Lates gets it across the timeline and finds the big Nichols for the jumper. Didn't go, but a nice putback by Aaron Davis. Freshman forward out of Moultonboro, New Hampshire. Sticks it back in the cup. Edwards finds Anderson. Whistle and a foul. That's going to go against Nichols, who held Dre as he was on his way to the rack. Probably a good foul to take right there. So that'll be his first and the team's second. McAfee inbounds. They swing it to Nation. Brian Nation just checked into the game on top all the way over to Edwards. His 23-footer went 25. Too strong from Steven. Ball out of play. The Lynx will inbound. So Nation, McAfee, Edwards, Anderson, and Alston for the Fighting Saints. Lates with a 3-ball pull. Didn't go. Rutledge with the offensive rebound. Knocked away. And a scrum in the paint. Edwards, though, comes out of the pack with the basketball. Good hustle by Steven. Saints push it down the floor to Alston. And Kashim thinks better of it. And they'll set. Nation on top. Swings it to Edwards. Deep 3-ball. Got it. Missed with his prior 3 attempt, but right on target from the left side of things for Edwards. And that's going to be another charging call. This one going against Tavares. So consecutive charge calls assessed to the Lynx. Tavares' first, team's third of the half. As McAfee brings it across the timeline. Finds Edwards. Just bottom to 3 from there. This time jumps it off to Anderson. Loses his footing. And that'll be a reach on number 5, Brian Nation. Freshman guard out of Tallahassee. Nation applying good pressure to Tavares as Jordy clears the timeline. And that's steps. I thought Jordan Lates just shuffled the foot over there as he was thinking about his next move. Quickly to the rim, actually dump back to Alston. That's a good find by Edwards. Kashim couldn't get it to go. And a run out for the Lynx. Pass deflected out of play. Lynx retain possession. Trailing by 6 at the 8:19 mark of the first. Loop it into Rutledge. Already bottom 1-3. This time he puts it on the deck. Gets to the painted area. Back rims that attempt. Edwards clears to Nation. Nation finds Dre on the wing. Thought about it. Gives it to Edwards. He'll pull and score. It's a deep 3 by Steven Edwards, a senior guard out of Queens. Shooters galore on this Fighting Saints roster. And that foul's going to go against Nation again, his second of the half, team 7th. So at the 7:55 mark, NHTI gets themselves into the bonus, and they'll remain there for the rest of the half. Tavares gets his first to go. Subbing into the contest, Mitchell Situlek, freshman guard out of Raymond, New Hampshire. Tavares gets them both. 29-22 Saints. And into the contest for CSJ, number 21, Jared Brown, freshman guard out of Boston. Played awfully well, did Jared, in Sunday's run against Central Maine. Fiddles, diddles, pulls it, a little too strong. Tavares clears, and he'll push. Little step back floater, gets it to go. Showing the whole arsenal, Yordi Tavares. Sweet move there. Anderson to the rim, won't go, but coming in from the backside, Kashin Alston with a nice putback. Anticipated that well, timing impeccable for the putback by Alston. Everything but the finish. Sweet move on top by Zenny. Couldn't knock down the jumper. Saints bring it to their end with a basketball in the 7-point lead. Make it 9 on a nice find. Edwards to Dre Anderson for the finish at the rim. Tavares checked by Brown. Little cross, front rims that release. And out of the pack comes McAfee. Nicely done. Finds Jared Brown for the little dipsy-do finish. And Coach Paul Hogan wants a timeout. He'll talk it over. We'll take 1-2 on the floor. Saints lead it by 11.
If you are interested in cars or trucks, then join the Automotive Technology program at Stafford Technical Center. You get to use professional equipment to diagnose and repair vehicles. The AutoTech program gives you the experience needed to enter the workforce.
I wanted to come to Stafford because I know that they had a great automotive technology program, and I love to work on cars all day.
If you are interested in the Automotive Technology program, then see your guidance counselor to schedule a visit.
And welcome back to Rutland, Vermont, where, as always, basketball, we've said it for ages, long before I started following this sport. It's a game of runs, and typical here. Saints come out on a big 11-0 run to start it. Lynx come back on an 18-10 run of their own, and now CSJ goes on their second run of the contest, as that three from the corner won't go by Situlek. And the Saints bring it into their offensive end. Going to be steps on Edwards out top. He can't believe it. Nonetheless, ball goes back to NHTI. Brown guarding Tavares on top. Tavares, the hot hand for the Lynx here in this first half of play. Nice anticipation by Alston. Steps in the passing lane, gets it to the rim. Didn't go. That ball will go off Rutledge out of play. Kashin anticipated and anticipated well. Did everything but finish. Brown will inbounds for the Saints. Finds Houston. Let's check back into the contest. Alston waiting, looking. Brown to the rim on a nice cross and got to the 10 and finished. Jared Brown. Brown picks up Tavares. That's a nice duel going on out there. Tavares has shown his arsenal at the Lynx offensive side of things. Brown that time taking it back at him. 10 on the shot clock. Tavares to the rim. Short arms that one. But a nice save and finish. Tavares gets the bucket. A nice save by Karoma, saving that possession. Ball headed out of bounds. He found Tavares, who knew what to do with it. Whistle on a foul before the drive. Foul's going to go against Karoma. His first, team's fourth. Checking into the game for the Fighting Saints, number 34, Carl Benjamin. Brown finds Houston on top. They'll swing it all the way around. They find Benjamin. Gets into the painted area and will finish. So Carl Benjamin doesn't waste much time. Just checked in, and a sweet move off the left wing. Gets all the way across the paint for the lay-in. That shot declined, but Rutledge there to clean it up for the Lynx. Saints quickly back. Find Anderson in transition. And he's fouled going to the rack. Before the shot, they got number 50, Ethan Rutledge, on the foul. So team 6, they said that was not in the act of shooting on the floor. So Brown inbounds underneath Saints bucket, finds Houston. They'll swing it again as they did last time. They find Benjamin. This time they'll get Brown in the corner. He goes out to the wing, pulls the trigger. Rutledge clears for the Lynx, and he'll push. The big man showing skills. Denied at the rim was Nichols. But they'll get Houston for the foul. And that's Kyle's third of the contest. So 3 fouls on Houston. He'll have to come out of there. As Edwards waits at the table. I'm sure he's coming in for Houston here in a second. Nichols gets his first to go. As Edwards does check in for Houston. Gabe Nichols, freshman setter out of Hopkinton, New Hampshire, gets a pair. Trimming the Saints' lead to 9 at 39-30 with 4:13 left and a half. Brown brings it across. Finds Benjamin. Goes corner to Alston. Drops it off for Anderson. That's what you like to see on a possession. Everybody touch the basketball. Brown goes inside to Dre. Kicks it back. Benjamin, ball fake. Gets to the paint. Kicks it out to Alston. Stops, pops. Back rims it. Dre working hard on the boards and lays it in. Big time work by Dre Anderson. Showing his complete package, inside, outside, and that time getting busy on the offensive glass. Rutledge step back, 12-foot baseline jumper off the mark. Benjamin finds Brown, who clears and kicks back to Benjamin. Benjamin stops, looks for the jumper drain, won't go. 3 Lynx rise for that one. And they secure the basketball and find Tavares. Tavares to Rutledge, off the mark from 3. Brown to Edwards. Saints looking to attack quickly. It's the trailer, Alston, and he's raked in the painted area. Foul will go against 34 Nichols. His second, and the team's 7th, as Lates and Davis check back into the fray for the Lynx. And coming in for the Saints, Randy Arrington, number 14. Check that. Teams, I thought it was 7 on the Lynx. They were lined up to put it in play underneath the basket, but we'll sort things over at the table and see whether it's a 1-and-1 or just possession underneath. CSJ leaves it by 11. 3:01 left in the half. We'll take one. And with the timeout on the floor, we'll take one too.
The small size is one of our strengths. You know, we are allowed as professors to really get to know our students because an average class size is about 8. The biggest I've ever had is 25 students in a class. So we have the luxury of spending a lot more time with each student. This is a great place to go to school.
Welcome back. Just in time to see Anderson bottom a jumper, a deep 2. They'll give Dre on that one. And a 13-point spread for the Fighting Saints. Rutledge leveled off. Finds Davis, who swings it to Lates. Lates, the dipsy-do won't go, and a quick outlet. The Saints move the basketball quickly up the floor. Arrington looking for Benjamin at the rim. Misfired on the connection, and the Lynx bring it back. Tavares pressured by Benjamin this trip. An explosive guard is Tavares. The Saints rotating defenders on him as they come away with the steal. Benjamin looked backside, and good hustle by Tavares to get in there and break up a sure layup. So rotating defenders on the explosive guard Tavares is head coach Bob Walsh, making him work for everything, and he's knocked back some points, as has Edwards, but comes up short on that. But Anderson showing good hustle, gets inside, and Brown puts it on the floor, and he'll work his way to the line. Foul goes against number 10, Jordan Lates of the Lynx, his first, team's 7th. Jerry Brown steps up to the free throw line. Gets the first to go as the freshman guard out of Boston. Skilled players, Jared. Shows it at both ends of the floor. Versatile offensive player and moves the feet well defensively. And gets a pair, does Brown. 15-point spread for CSJ at the 2:05 mark of the half. Tavares pressured by Benjamin. And they come and trap Tavares. Gets rid of it. And they work it backside to Rutledge for the score. Ethan Rutledge strong on the backside with the finish. Arrington kicks it out to Edwards. Stops, 18-footer. Didn't go. Arrington gets a hand on it, but off Arrington, out of play. Check that. And now we'll confer on that. I jumped the gun, called what I saw. And it will stay with the Fighting Saints as Arrington inbounds in front of the Lynx bench. It's it to Brown on top, swings it over to Edwards. Anderson to Brown, back to Arrington. It's it to Edwards, stops, fires, gets. Stephen Edwards knows where the basket is, not bashful to pull the trigger, and knocks that one down, does the senior guard. Tavares, pressured by Benjamin, has to get rid of it. It's it over to Yates, backside to Rutledge. Rutledge goes inside, and that's a nice spin move by Karoma. Can't get it to go, gets his own, and fouled on the putback attempt is Karoma. Foul goes against Arrington of the Saints, his first. Karoma shoots 2 for the Lynx. Knocks down the first. It's number 32, Josh Otway, checks back into the fray for CSJ. And Caroma gets the second to go as well. Quickly into the front court. Benjamin looking down inside to Awe. Josh sizes up his defender. Puts it on the deck. Spin move. Just a little too crisp off the backboard, and they'll get Benjamin in from the backside on the foul. Awe with a nice move. Took his time, was patient, got where he wanted to go. Just couldn't finish off the glass. Ethan Rutledge steps to the line for a pair. Saints in the double bonus. Up and good for Rutledge. That's number 11, Zenny, back into the contest. And Rutledge knocks down a pair, cutting the lead to an even dozen. CSJ crosses the timeline. They get it to Edwards. Picks up his dribble, finds Benjamin on top. Carl, step back jumper, won't go. Well short on that release. Caroma to Rutledge, back to Caroma. Wave it off. Charge on Rutledge. So a nice idea. Rutland saw Caroma, got the basketball to his teammate, but couldn't stop his momentum and walked right into a charge. His number 33, Ernest Husing, comes in for Rutledge. And we're inside of 20 seconds in the half. Saints will hold for one here. Brown to the rim. Up and finishes, does Jared. That's what I'm talking about, an explosive guard who can get up in the air. Showed it right there as Tavares pulls the trigger from deep. His three rims out. And that'll end the half. And an exciting half it was. Typical basketball game. Game of runs in that first half. CSJ goes out to an 11-0 lead. NHTI battles back. And then CSJ goes on an extended run to hold a 14-point cushion at the half. So many players in the scoring column for CSJ. You like a lot of possessions. Everybody touched it on the offensive end of things. You don't like to just see the basketball stick on one player as the shot clock dwindles down and then you're forced into a rush shot or a poor shot attempt. Many, many times the Saints came down, pitched it around, worked inside out, worked outside in, and the end result is a 50-point offensive half for CSJ. So with a timeout at halftime on the floor, we'll take an extended break ourselves. Saints lead it by 14. We'll be back in a few.
My name is Rebecca Thomas.
My name is Bayan Dawood.
Our health science program is brand new. We designed it specifically with students in mind, not in faculty interests in mind.
What really stood out to me when it came to meeting the instructors was how nice they were and how open they were. We really get to know them at a personal level, and they're very supportive.
I absolutely love watching my students succeed, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
At Stafford Technical Center, you can explore your possibilities, have hands-on learning, pursue your passion, and start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit staffordonline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page.
It doesn't matter what your question is. Come to Reddick. We are the one-stop shop for your business. We are not there to just help you today, but for the long haul, serving Rutland County since 1937.
Reddick was very influential, and we have grown our business, doubled it in size, and doubled our workforce.
Looking for small business support? We have the answer.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Reddick's the one-stop shop for my business.
Reddick connects your business to state and federal programs to support business growth.
Here at Hubbard & Forge, we've used Reddick in the past. It helps link us to community resources and funds to help train our employees and build our business. We're very excited about using Reddick and will continue to use so.
Access to working capital to grow your business.
With Reddick's help, we were able to expand our business in the Rutland area. Reddick is the one-stop shop for my business.
Let Reddick be the one-stop shop for your business too.
Thank you for watching College of St. Joseph's basketball here on STCN. I'm Kevin Richer. Joining me today is Mrs. Kaiser, the digital arts instructor here at Stafford Technical Center. So first up, I want to ask you, what is digital arts?
Gosh, digital arts is a program for people that want to work in the arts, know that they want to be in the arts, and explore the different careers in the arts. We do graphic design, web design, computer animation, illustration, digital photography, and some game design.
Now, for the next couple weeks, we're actually doing video, music is going on the road. You guys had a part of the road show. What did you guys do for road show?
We created animated titles for each of the videos that the video program made, and we also made short animations promoting Stafford. The students came up with a theme. This year's theme was Your Brain on Stafford, and so all of the different animations are starring these great, funny brains.
How much work did it take to go into these animations?
Animation is a lot of work. A lot of people watch cartoons and say, oh, I want to do that. That looks like it's so much fun. But if you imagine that video plays at 30 frames per second, and if you're only animating every other frame, that's 15 drawings per second to make something move. So it's a lot of work, but it's really fun.
And it looks great after it.
It does, and we do it all on the computer. It's all computer-based, and we use Wacom tablets, so that when you're drawing, you're actually using a pen on a pad. So it's a lot easier than you would think drawing with a mouse.
Can you explain a little bit about what Roadshow is?
Roadshow's music video extravaganza. I think of it like going to a huge concert. The music program plays music and a lot of contemporary music, and video is there, videotaping close-ups of people playing their instruments. They also show commercials for each of the programs at Stafford, and Mr. Chan is the host. It's really funny, it's really lively, the music program's awesome, the video is awesome. It's a lot like going to a concert.
Is there anything else you want to say about digital arts, about the Roadshow, anything here at Stafford?
No, just that Stafford is a great place to be if you're driven, if you know what you want to do. We have all kinds of embedded credits. For instance, in the digital arts program, we are a college-bound program, and you can leave with up to 12 college credits through dual enrollment through CCV. So there's some great opportunities. I think the Tech Center is something very different than it was back in the day, where it's where you went if you didn't want to go to college. We now have career-bound programs, and we have college-bound programs.
The Roadshow is going to be coming to sending schools over the next couple of weeks, so be watching on StaffordOnline.org as we'll be live streaming the Roadshows. I'm Kevin Richer. Let's get back to the action.
Welcome to the College of St. Joseph. I'm Megan Knowles, an admissions counselor here on campus. We are a small Catholic institution, and we offer 30 programs in graduate and undergrad classes.
Standing outside of the library right now, it's a really awesome resource for our students. There are a number of different types of studying areas inside, such as comfy chairs, also some tables and chairs, and there's a few spaces that are set up living room style with couches and chairs, coffee tables, and some extra lights. There are also some computer labs inside, which are great for our students. They do not need a computer to live on campus. St. Joseph's Hall holds 100% of our classes for our students, which is a really great opportunity for them. They can stay here for the entire school day. They can head back up to their dorms. There are also a lot of different study lounge areas in the building, as well as our library. Some offices that are held in the bottom of the building are the financial aid office, business office, a registrar office, and we will be walking past the bookstore as well. Our bookstore works with an online system, so we do not have
literal books within the store. Students will go in and they can receive some assistance with ordering the books online. The books get shipped right to the school. Students can pick them up. We're leaving St. Joseph's Hall, which is the academic building on campus. Behind me you can see one of the dorms. We do have 2 of them, and we're walking into Tuttle Hall, which is our student center. Right now we're standing in the student center, Tuttle Hall, on campus. Right here is the main student lounge area. A lot of students come in here to watch TV, to watch movies, to play pool, and to sit down and have something to eat. There's also a patio off of the back that a lot of students enjoy spending time outside when they're in between classes or on the weekend. So we are standing outside of the chapel. As a Catholic institution, we do have one right here on campus. Right now it's being used for spiritual reflection moments, which are held by faculty and staff for the students. The students are also very involved in this. Down the road, about a half a mile away, is the Catholic Church, which our students do attend. On this side of me is the student service offices, where our students have tutors that they're able to use, as well as some other resources for in the classroom type of help. We do have counseling services on campus as well, available to all of our students. The head of counseling program is also the head of our STEPS program, which is for youth transitioning from foster care into college, a program very unique and special to College of St. Joseph. We're standing in College of St. Joseph's only dining hall on campus. This feeds all of our students here. There is a kitchen in Tuttle, which is our student center down at the other end of campus that students can use to cook food. Otherwise, this is the sole place that students come for that food. The dining hall is open from 7 in the morning until 7:30 at night and doesn't close in the middle of the day. Students can come in at any point and they can have cereal, bagels, drinks, any of those non-hot items. The hot item meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, are provided for a short period of time around breakfast time, lunchtime, and dinner time. All food here, because we're such a small school, is homemade or handmade. We do have a garden on campus as well, so a lot of our food actually we can grow for ourselves, and we use that food in our dining hall. Now we're standing outside of the residence halls on campus. There are 2 of them available. We're a co-ed campus, and this is one of our halls. Inside of this hall, there is a study lounge hangout area. Inside of the other one is our dining hall on campus. We're standing in a pretty typical room in one of the residence halls. Each of those suite-styled rooms comes with a common space, common bathroom, and 4 bedrooms that can be locked off of those common areas. The common space here comes with a couch, a table, and a flat-screen TV. And as you can see, these residents chose to also have a refrigerator and a microwave in their room. Behind me is the bathroom, and then down the halls are the 4 bedrooms. Each suite can hold about 8 students, and that's 2 in each of the bedrooms, and it's a pretty comfortable space for our students. We're standing outside of the athletic center. Inside we have the main athletic gym, as well as a weight room and a cardio room. For sports teams, we have men's and women's soccer, basketball, softball, and baseball. Thank you for taking this tour of the College of St. Joseph. To visit us or for more information, please contact us at admissions@csj.edu.
At Stafford Technical Center, you can explore your possibilities, have hands-on learning, pursue your passion, and start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit staffordonline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page.
Okay. And welcome back to Saints basketball on STCN, Stafford Technical Center News. And some halftime stats in this one. First for the visitors from NHTI, Yordi Tavares, as we knew, put on an offensive display in that first half, 19 points, 3 of 5 shooting from behind the arc, 6 for 6, a perfect 6 for 6 from the line for Tavares for 19 points at halftime. Ethan Rutledge, 3 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the line, 6 rebounds and 9 points for Ethan. And on the St. Joseph side of things, you'll see much more balance, and that's what you like to see. Dre Anderson on 6 of 9 shooting in that first half, 1 for 3 behind the arc for 13 points, 4 rebounds to go along with those 13 points for Dre. Steven Edwards, in 14 minutes of play, 3 for 6 shooting, 3 for 5 from behind the arc, drops off 3 assists and scores 9 points, does Steven. Jared Brown, 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting. And Kashin Alston, 8 points and 6 rebounds to go with 3 steals for Mr. Alston. So another thing you like as I look over the stat sheet here, 14 assists at halftime for those 50 points on CSJ's side of things. So we talked about it before we broke. A lot of times offensive possessions, 3, 4, and all 5 players touching the basketball. So that's a good sign of unselfish play by CSJ in that first half. And, of course, it helps when you knock down 6 of 13 attempts from behind the arc, as CSJ did in that first half, and shot an even 50% overall from the floor. The Lynx, of course, started cold. They shot 10 of 38 from the floor for just 26% and have struggled from deep as well, other than Tavares, who's 3 of 5. They're 4 of 15 at halftime, but what's kept them in this one, trailing by 14 at the half, is a perfect 12 for 12 from the line. CSJ only visited the line twice in that first half, knocked down both free throws when Jared Brown got there, knocked them both back, but 12 for 12 from the stripe, really keeping the Lynx in this one as they trail it by 14 at the half. But as we said to start, this team knows how to score, NHTI does. They average 96 per, and with 36 on the board, won't be surprised if they come out here and start to light up the scoreboard a bit more. Wonder if they might even think of going to a little pressure, although the Saints, a difficult team to pressure with quality ball handlers. Really, everybody in the starting 5 can handle the basketball, and they have good depth at the guard position. Really, when they start Houston and McAfee, let's get it set here. Houston, McAfee, Otway, Alston, and Dre Anderson, the starting 5 to start this second half for the Saints. And on the floor for the Lynx, we have Tavares, Karoma, Zenny, Rutledge, and my 5th one, number 34, Gabe Nichols, to round out the starting 5. As Rutledge gets things started, puts it on the deck, Houston anticipates well, steps in and picks it off. Kyle brings it the other way, drops it off to Otway, who finds McAfee, and they'll set. McAfee 2 for 3 from downtown in that first half. And they find Alston cutting to the basket. Shot won't go. Otway cleans it up. Doesn't clean it up. It didn't go. He thought it was down. Alston will clean it up on the 3rd shot attempt in that possession for the Saints. Doing big work on the offensive glass. And in transition, they'll get Josh McAfee on the reach. Josh's first of the evening. So big offensive glass work by the Saints in their first possession. They finally get it to go on an Alston putback. Zenny looks things over, gets to the painted area. Scoop shot won't go. Alston clears for the Saints. Houston on the push, gets right to the painted area. His left-hand release rims out. Karoma runs it down in the corner. The Lynx push it up the sideline. Zenny loses control, but we've got a whistle. They're going to get McAfee for his 2nd of the half. And the team's 2nd. Zenny inbounds. Finds Nichols on top, back to Zenny. Shot fake, spin move, elbow jump. Got it. Well, Zenny, a series of moves, but finishes with the bucket. Alston to Otway. Find McAfee in the corner. Deep three. Can't find the range that time from the right-hand corner. Rutledge, stop, pop, score it. So back-to-back jumpers. And the Lynx have cut it to 12 at 52-40. Just 2 minutes into this second half. Anderson puts it on the deck. Finds Otway on the backside. Jump hook won't go. And the Saints find Tavares, and he'll push. Goes right to the rack and scores with the strong move. So 6 quick unanswered by the Lynx. That time finding Tavares in transition. Houston walks it across the timeline. Kicks it to Alston to McAfee. Josh on a nice find inside, but doubled down. Andre Anderson did the Lynx. Ball deflected out of play. Saints will retain possession. Back into the game. I should say for the first time tonight, number 11, Travis Threewitz, senior guard out of Queens. And Travis will put it on underneath their own basket. It's top side to Houston. It's a screen from Otway. Crossover, finds Otway rolling to the rim. Goes up strong, knocked to the deck is Otway, but he'll get up and work his way to the line for a pair. The foul's going on Zenny. His second, team's first. First one up and good for Otway. Senior center out of Dallas, Texas. And gets the second to go as well. Tavares clears the timeline. Pressured by Threewitz. So constantly rotating guards guarding Tavares. They did it in the first half. Now Threewitz has drawn the assignment. As Rutledge rims that jumper out, but getting up big on the glass from the backside is Zenny for the putback. Alston right down Broadway, and he'll score. Nice dribble drive by the big man. Tavares, wraparound dribble. He'll go right to the rim and score. So a quick answer by Tavares. Threewitz at the top, finds Anderson. Swings it to Otway in the corner. Otway opened up this contest with a quick 4 points and just bottomed 2 free throws in the last Saints possession. They go down inside to Anderson on the box. Gets into the paint, doubled to no avail. Anderson drops in the little jump hook. Saints lead it by a dozen at the 16:08 mark. Nice dump down that time. Tavares finding Karoma for the easy deuce. An explosive player is the freshman guard Tavares. That time dropping it off for the easy bucket for his teammate. And Threewitz takes the contact, no call, but he finishes at the rim anyway. Fast-paced action back and forth. Karoma misses the easy one, but Rutledge will finish on a nice find by Zenny. Cutting the lead to 10. So we said both teams can score before we started this one, and we're getting a glimpse of it right now. Back and forth action. Houston hits the triple. Can't draw a breath defensively in this one. Tavares lines it up and answers. And a quick timeout by Paul Hogan. And we'll catch our breaths too. Take a short timeout. Offensive display early in the second half. We'll take a break. Saints by 10.
Welcome
Welcome to Digital Arts. This is a place to be if you're creative and want to explore a career in the arts.
Hi, I'm Megan and I'm focusing on illustration.
Hey, I'm Eli and I'm focusing on computer animation.
Hi, I'm Brianna and I'm working on digital photography.
Hi, my name's Justin and my focus is game design.
Talk to your guidance counselor to schedule a visit.
And we're back. Coach Paul Hogan wanted the quick timeout after Taveras answered with a 3. Cutting a lead to 10. As we said at the break, wouldn't be surprised if the Lynx came out and started to put points on the board. Of course, the Saints have answered as well. That 3 doesn't find the range by Edwards, and the Lynx run out. They find Rutledge in transition, and he'll softly lay it in for the Lynx. 3 wits to the paint. A little out of control on that shot. Release didn't go. They find Zenny in front of the pack. That shot rims out, and 3 wits clears for the Saints. Saints probably looking for a little settle it down. Let's get a good possession here. Edwards back to 3 wits. Thought about it, and he'll pull. Rims out. Taveras with a head of steam. Guarded by Houston that trip. Finds Zenny, the trailer. Bottom. Vinny Zenny trailed the play. Bottoms a 3 from the top. And the CSJ lead trimmed to 5 at the 14-minute mark. Alston, Houston, Anderson, triple. That won't go. But good hands by Edwards. 3 wits goes down inside. Ball deflected out of play. CSJ will retain possession. McAfee checks back in. He'll go in for 3 wits. And McAfee will draw the assignment on Taveras. Taveras, it's a screen, and goes with a handoff to Rutledge. A lot of times he comes off that screen right to the rim. Gabe Nichols knocked down 3 from the top, and we've got a 2-point contest. We said they came in scoring 96 per. They don't make those stats up. They're showing it here early in the second half as Edwards goes inside Alston. First attempt didn't go, but stays with it. A determined Alston gets the putback. Taveras gets a high screen. McAfee levels him off nicely. Nichols tees it up. Front rims that one. Anderson will clear and he'll push. Actually looks deep down the floor to Houston. Leaves it for Alston, the trailer. It's too strong off the glass. Bodies on the deck. Rutledge comes out of the pack with a basketball. And he'll get it to Taveras, who will pull from deep. Just off the mark that trip for the freshman guard. He hasn't missed many tonight. That was right on line, just rimmed out. And McAfee inbounds to Houston. And Kyle will walk it across the timeline. Little zone look defensively now by NHTI. Zenny steps in the passing lane, just a half step away from going down and finishing at the other end. But a little 3-2 look defensively for NHTI. As number 10, Jordan Lates, checks into the game. He'll give Zenny a blow. So let's see how the Saints attack this zone look defensively by the Lynx. Quality shooters for sure. Edwards tees it up, back rims it. And in transition, he'll get Nichols on steps. Good hustle by Edwards. Missed that jumper, but hustled back and got in the play, forcing Nichols into the travel violation. 44 into the game for the Lynx. That's Aaron Davis. He'll check in for Nichols. Stoppage of play. They'll get number 24, Karoma, on the reach. His second team foul at a half on the Lynx. Houston to Anderson. Won't go, but off the backside, Edwards retains possession for the Fighting Saints. And they'll get steps. They'll get Edwards, I should say, for steps. Hustled in, retained the possession, or extended the possession, did Edwards, but called for steps. Tavares guarded by McAfee. Finds Lates in the corner. Couldn't even see him. He was well covered on the backside, but bottoms it from the corner. Saints lead this one by 1. 11:40 left in the half as they go against this zone defensive look. Shot won't go by Edwards. Anderson hustles in on the glass, but a whistle and a foul. And they'll get Edwards for the personal. His second, third team foul. As Jared Brown, number 21, checks back in for the Saints. He'll give Edwards a breather. And he'll also draw no, he won't. He'll draw the assignment on Lates, who just bottomed that triple from the corner. Squares up nicely, does Davis, but front rims his jumper. Brown on the push. Goes inside, deflected away nicely, and the Lynx will push. And in transition, that's Lates, who will finish at the rim. And NHTI takes what I believe is their first lead of the night at 66-65 at the 10:55 mark. 3-2 zone look defensively, slowing up the Saints here. Anderson says enough of that. Dre puts it on the deck once. Rise, fires, score for Anderson. Tavares finds Rutledge for the 3-ball. Skips across the iron, but Tavares' offensive putback won't go, and the Saints, nicely done. Brown, that ball's going out of bounds, but Jared stayed with it, tipped it to himself, found Alston, who finishes at the rim. Saints by 3, midway through the second half. Stop, pop, won't go for Lates, who's come in and scored at the rim and from deep. That time can't get the shot to go down. Houston to McAfee. No. Lates runs down the long rebound. And they get it to Rutledge, who will finish nicely off the baseline drive. Houston walks it across. Saints with the basketball and a 1-point cushion. A little 2-3 look now, this time defensively by the Lynx. Want to work that basketball? Swing it right to left. Houston's shot won't go, but Alston cleans up inside and one. So Kashin Alston getting busy on the offensive glass. Gets the putback and works his way to the line as number 30 Nolan Emery checks in for the Saints. And back for the Lynx, number 11 Zenny. Alston's free throw attempt rims out. Anderson hustling, though, keeps it alive, and Emery tracks it down. Goes cross court to Anderson, fiddles, diddles. Kicks it back out to McAfee on top. He'll pull. Off the mark for Josh from the top. And Rutledge just kind of gave up on that play. It was double team, lost possession, thought the ball was going to go out of bounds. It did not. Nonetheless, Saints possession and a whistle and a foul. That'll go against Karoma, his third of the contest. Team's fourth of the half. And again, Saints will face that zone look. 3-2 variety this trip. Active zone. You want to swing the ball left to right, get the basketball inside if you can. And do that. Dribble penetration by Emery. Gets the floater to go in the painted area. Saints back up by 5. Rutledge quickly to the other end. Leveled off nicely in the paint. was Davis, but he goes backside to Zen. Check that. Goes backside to Lates. And he's fouled on the three-point attempt. So Lates coming off the bench, scoring for the Lynx here in the second half. Gets his first of three to go. Does the freshman guard out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Number 2 goes down for Lates. Checking into the game, or back into the game. Tavares and Nichols for the Lynx. And he gets all three. Trimming the lead to a deuce, 73-71 at the 8:25 mark of the second. And the Saints explore. Like to get inside if you can in this zone. Kick it to the backside. There it goes inside. Work a little inside out. Back on top to Anderson. 15 on the shot clock. Emery up and knocks it back. Three ball from the left wing. Nolan Emery, senior guard out of Queens. So good, out of Brooklyn. I want to get those confused down in the Burrows. And good defense that time by Anderson. And good hustle by both teams hitting the deck. Possession arrow favors CSJ. So good ball movement on the prior trip by the Saints. Worked it inside, kicked it backside, and swung it back to Emery, who bottoms the three ball, giving the Saints a 5-point advantage. Just under 8 minutes left in this one. We're good to go. Jared Brown brings it across the timeline. Lynx content to stay in that zone defense. The Saints move the basketball. Deep three by Emery, and he knocks it back. The senior feeling it. Back-to-back triples by Emery. Tavares splits the defense, goes up in a crowd, and he'll score and work his way to the line for a shot at the old-fashioned three. Strong in traffic is the freshman Tavares. Showed it right there, subbing back into the contest. Number 10, Stephen Edwards for the Saints. And number 24, Mustafa Koroma for the Lynx. Tavares completes the three-point play. And the lead is 5 for the Saints. McAfee brings it across. It was deep corner. Emery this time finds Alston on a nice look inside. Cashin will shoot a pair. Foul goes on Koroma for NHTI. His fourth. Alston up and in with the first. And a senior forward out of Brooklyn gets them both to go. And a timeout CSJ. We'll take one too. Fighting Saints by 7.
In Health Careers Academy, you will take part in a combination of classroom, lab, and clinical work in partnership with a variety of area healthcare providers.
With this program, you can earn up to 3 community colleges of Vermont credits in just your first year.
Return and earn up to 12 Castleton State College credits in your second year. We joined the Health Careers Academy to get a jump start on our future careers.
Do you want a jump start?
At Stafford Technical Center, you can explore your possibilities, have hands-on learning, pursue your passion, and start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit StaffordOnline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page.
And welcome back to Saints basketball here on STCN. An offensive explosion here in this second half. The Lynx have 38 points in the first 13 minutes here in this second half, which is 2 more than they put on the board in the entire first half. And that foul on the reach goes against Brown. Jared's second, team sixth. So 38 points on the board already in this half for the Lynx, but the Saints haven't fallen asleep either. They put 31 up and have kind of stemmed the tide here against that zone defense. For a few possessions, they weren't getting quality looks, but have the last 3 or 4 trips. That ball's knocked away and cleared by Brown. Pushes up, finds Edwards, right back to Brown. Swing it to Emery, to McAfee, back to Emery, who's had the hot hand. Nolan puts it on the deck, and he's going to get no, not a look. Nice, unselfish movement. McAfee, yes. That's quality ball movement by the Saints, and it ends with a triple by McAfee off the right wing. That shot won't go for the Lynx, but they kick it back out, and a good open look by Nichols at a 3 ball. Back rims it, and out of play to NHTI. So just like that, leads back up to 10, courtesy of a McAfee 3 ball. Tavares puts it on the deck. He's a handful. The freshman guard gets into the painted area. And that foul goes on McAfee, his 4th of the contest. Tavares works his way to the line for a 1-and-1 attempt. Back into the game for CSJ, Kyle Houston coming in for McAfee. Tavares, money at the line. 6 for 6 in the first half. Don't believe he's missed one in the second either. Put the whammy on him, I guess. Rims out on his second attempt. 9-point advantage, CSJ, at the 6:15 mark. Exploring that zone. Get it inside to Alston. Nice ball movement. Brown on the dribble drive. Emery, 3-ball corner. Back rims it. Tavares will push. Head of steam, gets to the paint. Fans it backside for Lates, who hit one earlier. Won't go this time from the corner. Nolan crossover dribble at midcourt. Finds Edwards out the left wing. That 3 won't go. Zenny brings it across the timeline in a hurry. And a nice look and finish. Look, I should say, by Zenny to Nichols for the finish. And the lead is 7. Looking inside. Houston goes Edwards' corner. Back to Houston. Stay with Edwards off the wing. Knocks it back. Steven Edwards. Big 3-ball there. And the Lynx quickly answer in transition. Finds Zenny, who takes it to the rim, lays it in. And we're under 5 to go here in Rutland. Edwards again tees it up and knocks it back. Back-to-back triples by Edwards. Feeling it off the left wing. Tavares drives into traffic, tied up, and loses it out of play. Good help defense that time by Edwards. And the Saints will bring it to their offensive end of things with an 11-point cushion. Inside to Alston, and that's easy money. Nichols went for the steal, came up empty. Alston lays in the deuce, and a quick timeout by head coach Paul Hogan. And we'll take one as well. Saints lead it by 13.
Do you love food? Want to know how to become a better cook? The culinary program at Stafford has a professional kitchen that prepares you to be a top-of-the-line chef.
My favorite part about the program is making food ready to order. Like for the restaurant, people come in, they sit down, they order their food. It's a live feed of a restaurant.
All it takes is an application to sign up. Visit staffordonline.org.
And welcome back to Saints basketball here on STCN. So the Lynx with the timeout, and while we were away, figure this out. I believe there's been a technical foul called on CSJ, which will send Tavares to the line for a pair, trying to cut into this 13-point advantage by the Fighting Saints. First one up and good. And the second one goes as well for Tavares. So bottoms the 2 technical free throws. And, of course, now possession for NHTI, and they'll bring it across. Trailing by 11. Just 4:25 left in this one, although they say just. That's plenty of time with the explosive offense that this group possesses as they work it against the man-to-man D of the Fighting Saints. Puts it on the deck, does Karoma, and front rims his 8-footer off the base. And Houston walks it across. In no hurry right now are the Saints. Take their time, explore this defense, kick it inside to Alston, but that good hands that time by Zenny knocks it away, and they'll get it to Tavares. Shot won't go, but he's fouled at the rim by Edwards. And I believe he also, Stephen's going to pick up the technical foul. Not sure what was said. The official quick to assess the technical. Second one in a short period of time here on CSJ. Certainly want to steer clear of that. Playing with an 11-point edge. Don't want to give free points away. But nonetheless, Tavares steps to the line again. Gets the first to go. And the second, and he'll stay right there now and shoot the 2 free throws coming from when the personal foul was assessed. So it could be a 4-point trip for the freshman guard. Up and good on free throw number 3. And Tavares gets them all. So the Saints make it a little more difficult on themselves. Seconds ago had an 11-point lead, but a 4-point trip to the free throw line cuts the lead, or trims the lead, back to 7 as the Saints go on the attack. Find Emery in the corner. Kicks it out to Houston. Houston in the corner. That shot won't go, but Emery off the backside cleans up, tries to clean up the miss. Shot blocked out of play. And Saints will retain possession. Sub into the game, number 20, Anderson back in the contest. Saints with a fresh shot clock. So anticipate they'll take a little bit of it in this possession. Nolan in the corner, swings it out to Houston on top. Brown to Nolan. He'll pull the three ball from the corner. Too strong on the delivery. And Tavares, as always, pushes it up. Leveled off nicely by Houston that time. And he finds Zenny, who gets into the paint and scores. Vinny Zenny, the nice drive to the rim. Saints go deep to Alston. He'll pull it back out to Anderson. Dre finds Brown, who finds Houston on top. Shot clock at 20. Saints patient, find Alston inside. Brown with the left-handed release. Won't go, but Emery on the backside. Again, his shot blocked out of play. Check that. Officials' motion is coming this way. Lynx basketball. Looked to me that Emery shot the basketball and it was blocked directly out of bounds. Not the case, as McAfee checks back in for Houston. Tavares brings it across. Finds Zenny, guarded by Emery. Takes it inside. Got up in the air, no place to go. Turnover Lynx. And McAfee brings it across. Saints with the basketball and a 5-point cushion. Anderson tries to add to it, won't go. Tavares up and in. Just a handful when he's got a head of steam in the open floor. Finishes over two defenders at the rim. Cuts the lead, the CSJ lead to 3 as we're inside of 2 minutes to play. Saints being patient. Shot clock down to 18. They find Brown to Emery in the corner. Work it back to Brown on the wing. Emery inside to Alston. Right idea, just couldn't execute. Wanted to drop it backside to Anderson, but his pass too high and too hard. Sails out of play. And back into the game is number 10, Edwards, checking in for Emery. So 137. Lynx trail by 3, and we'll have a timeout on the floor. We'll be back.
My name is Rebecca Thomas.
My name is Bayan Dawood.
Our health science program is brand new. We designed it specifically with students in mind, not in faculty interests in mind.
What really stood out to me when it came to meeting the instructors was how nice they were and how open they were. We really get to know them at a personal level, and they're very supportive.
I absolutely love watching my students succeed. I can't imagine doing anything else.
And welcome back to Saints basketball on STCN. Stafford Technical Center News doing, as always, a great job here tonight. Filming this one, and a great one it has been to film. This one going right down to the wire now. Saints basketball, minute 37 left in the contest. They trail it by 3. Let's set up some numbers for you. Foul situation, CSJ with 10 team fouls on them, so the rest of the way the Lynx in the double bonus, while the Lynx have only been assessed 5 personals, so if it comes down to it, they're going to have to foul a couple more times to put CSJ on the line. We're a little ahead of our story. First will come this NHTI possession as Lates brings it across the timeline. Saints in their traditional man-to-man. Lates keeps it, pops, and scores. A little floater by Jordan Lates. And we've got a 1-point lead by CSJ as McAfee brings it back. Staying in that zone is NHTI, have for the majority of this second half, as McAfee probes on the dribble. It's to Edwards on top. Swing it to Alston on the wing, back to Edwards. 15 on the shot clock. Saints, time to get busy. They go to Edwards. He'll shoot it from deep. Didn't go. Alston gets a hand on it, but out of the pack comes Lates. Goes inside to Zenny. And he's hacked on his foray to the rim and will work his way to the line. we've got a the officials had them stop making noise on the bleachers. I don't know as I've ever seen that before. But nonetheless, Zenny lines up his first. And the shooter's touch gets it to go, tying this one at 92. Josh Otway comes back into the game. He'll come in for Jared Brown. As Zenny toes the line and trying to break this deadlock with his second attempt. Back rims that one. McAfee clears. 14-second differential, shot clock to game clock. So the Saints will have to pull the trigger here before the game clock will expire. 20 on the shot clock. Alston to Otway. Otway looks backside. McAfee won't go. Alston with the putback, yes. Kashin big on the offensive glass. Gives CSJ a 2-point edge. We're under 20 seconds to go. Tavares on top. Guarded by McAfee. Edwards steps across, and he'll pick up the charge on Tavares. Edwards guarding the screener there, jumped in Tavares' driving lane and took it in the chest. Big defensive play by Edwards after most of the night draining threes, being huge at the offensive end, comes up with a big defensive play right there. Timeout on the floor, and we'll hold it right here. We'll hold it right here this timeout as the Lynx take the timeout, trailing by 2, 10.9 seconds left in this one. But that time, NHTI looking to set up Tavares, ran the screen, the high screen for him, and Edwards switched out, stepped in front, and took the charge. So now let's set things up. CSJ basketball leading by 2. I'm sure the Lynx will pressure the inbounds, but once CSJ gets it in play, you got to think NHTI will put them on the foul line, and the next foul will do just that. After that charge call on Tavares, that's their 6th team foul, so the next team foul will put CSJ on the line for a 1-and-1 attempt. So you got to think, pressure the basketball, maybe get a hand on the inbounds if you're NHTI. But if CSJ can get it in play, you're probably going to foul and make them earn it from the free throw line as Alston puts it on, gets it to Edwards, who's immediately fouled by Lates. So it's just as we thought. Pressure on the inbounds, then foul the first person who catches it in a gray jersey. And that happened to be Edwards, who visits the line. I want to say for the first time tonight. Did not get there in the first half. I do not remember Steven towing the stripe in the second half, but he steps up for a big 1-and-1 here. And too strong on the first, but a tip by Alston. Rises up and puts it in. And a 4-point lead and a steal by Alston. And isn't that fitting as this one goes in the books as a CSJ win. Kashin Alston got big down the stretch on the offensive glass. Put that putback in off the missed free throw attempt. Hustles back and steals the basketball in transition and puts a nice bow on top of the gift. A 96-92 win gift here on a Friday night in Rutland. Exciting basketball action, especially here in this second half, where the teams came out and went to work. We've talked about it. NHTI with 38 at half finishes with 92, so they come out with a 54-point second half. And of course, CSJ, not too shabby, puts 46 points on the board in their second half, and none bigger than that putback by Alston coming off the missed free throw by Edwards. The Lynx put Edwards on the line for the 1-and-1. His first shot didn't find the mark, but Alston did. just a beast is Kashin on the backboards, and showed it again here tonight. An all-around game by not only by Austin, but a variety of players on this Saints squad on both ends of the floor. And certainly you look at the board and you say 96-92, but no play bigger down the stretch than Edwards stepping out and drawing the charge on Tavares, who was almost unstoppable throughout 40 minutes of this one. The freshman guard out of Nashua, he had 19 at half, probably duplicated that in the second half, but the Lynx fall just short, dropping this one to CSJ 96-92. So this one goes in the books as just that, a CSJ victory. And we'd like to thank the Stafford Technical Center News, as always, for bringing you this broadcast tonight and doing it in a professional and fine fashion. So that'll do it here in Rutland, Vermont. Saints win it 96-92. Rick Lyons saying, have a good evening, everyone.